The Pi Network airdrop just happened, and it feels like it's one of the biggest airdrops that we've seen in a long, long time. Pi Network jumped all the way up to number 11 on the top 100 list, and it is causing a stir of attention. We're going to talk about all that today. We're going to go over my price prediction, and we're going to talk about can Pi Network get a Binance listing. And there actually is some evidence to show that this could be happening. We're going to jump right into it. I really, really respect your guys' time. I'm going to move myself over here. Right now, Pi sitting at $1.39. Earlier today, it dropped to the low 130s. We're looking at the 4-hour chart here, and that's because we can't go that far back, right? This was just airdropped not long ago, feels like just a couple days or a week or so ago. And where you can see we're at the bottom of this regression band on the Bollinger Bands. Now, typically, you guys know me, I really like the bull market support band, but we can't see that on this chart because it's such a new token, right? The bull market support band is made up of the 20 and 21-day moving averages, and that's not here. And guys, stay towards the end of the video because we're going to go over my Pi prediction video. Pi prediction price, rather. So price, it's down a little bit. This could be a potential time to buy. Obviously, this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor, but typically price does not stay outside of this lower side of the Bollinger Bands very long before springing back up. We're at the bottom of the price now. I'm actually buying a small bag, and I'm going to continue to DCA because of this Binance rumor. And we're going to talk about that in just a sec. So obviously Pi Network, it's all the buzz right now. Everybody's talking about it on Twitter. I was actually going to make a video about this a couple days ago, but I wanted to see where things kind of fell, right? See where things shook out. And gosh, it really has just been absolutely ripping as far as social media attention. This is the Pi Network on Twitter, and wow, they have over 4 million followers, which is kind of wild, right? This is a project, for those who don't know, that was started in 2018 or 19 by 2 PhD students from Stanford. And they said, hey, like, Bitcoin is traditionally mined with all these ASIC miners, these big mining rigs, and Pi Network, it can actually be mined on your mobile device. And we're going to talk about that in just a second. I actually have mine up right here. We're going to go through this in just a second. This is my iPhone. I have the app loaded up. We're going to go through that in just a second. So what is the Pi Network? You know, I kind of like to think of it as there's 4 different roles, and they mentioned this in this Motley Fool article about it. And you can see on their Twitter that they're saying that they have over 60 million engaged pioneers. And that's kind of another way to think of that is users, right? Because this chart shows that pioneers, this is the first of 4 roles that folks on the Pi Network can have, right? You start out by just mining Pi on your phone, right? And then eventually, if you refer people, you can become a contributor. They'll give you an invitation code. You can become an ambassador. And then at one point, you'll actually run your own node. So this is the Pi Network. Right now, they are number 13. When they launched, they were number 11. Currently has a market cap of $9.7 billion. So I mean, for a new project, and I say new because I know that the Pi Network's been out since 2019, but with this airdrop, for a project to land, I don't know, anywhere in the top 50 is pretty huge. This hit number 11. So really interesting. The other thing is there is over $800 million in the 24-hour trading volume. Everybody's trading this right now, right? Almost $1 billion in trading volume is pretty gnarly for a project like this. So you guys can see that 7.2 billion tokens are in circulation right now, and the total supply is 11 billion with a max supply of 100 billion. And we're going to talk about that. I promise we're going to talk about that here in a little bit. You can buy this on Gate.io, BitGet, OKX, MEXC, CoinW. Those are the main places to buy it. There's not a ton of places to buy it just because it's relatively new. But the good thing is there's this rumors of a Binance listing. So the price has been down. There's no doubt about that, right? The price has been down a little bit. This at its peak hit almost $3, right? It wicked up to, I think, 3.01, $3 right around there. And it's coming down, right? We're at $1.38 right now. So over a 50% retracement in the last week. And this has a lot of people concerned. I really like this post from Dr. Altcoin. He's saying, so you can actually track all of this. You can track the Pi Core Team wallet. they've moved quite a bit of tokens out. So on March 7th, they moved almost 90 million pi out. And then again on March 8th, they moved over 36 million pi out. And a lot of people also, I should mention, these moves correlated with big downward drops in the price, right? Which was not good, right? We see this big candle down that correlated with some of this outflow, right? And everybody's tracking the team wallets. It's all there on chain, right? You can't hide from it. And a lot of people are saying, hey, this actually might be part of the Binance listing process, right? We all know Binance is one of the largest centralized exchanges or SEXs. And if you get on Binance, tons of volume is going to flow to you, right? So Binance, they always post like big dreams come true, but you have to survive the task phase. And Binance is kind of rumored to have these exorbitant listing fees. Sometimes people say it's up to $50 million. So it would only make sense that the team may have to be moving some tokens and or selling them to prepare for this Binance listing. So this could potentially be some short-term downfall to potentially get listed on Binance. And if this gets listed on Binance, this could easily hit like 100 billion. I know that sounds kind of wild. So this is the Pi Network website, really, really clean. I actually downloaded the app here and we're going to play around with it a little bit. We're not going to spend a ton of time on it, but this is the app here. This is actually the main page. You can actually see that I'm mining Pi right now. So yes, I am an active user. I'm not just making a video to make a video. Like I'm actually engaging with the ecosystem. And you can show here, my total mining rate is pretty dismal, 0.0029, but there's ways for you to increase your boosting rate. Okay. So there's lots of rewards. You can do a referral. If I have a referral code, I'll put it down in the description. So that's kind of cool. It shows you your active rate. There's like a chat. You can invite, and I think that's where I got my link. You can check them out on Twitter. It's pretty interesting, right? Like the social dynamic of this is actually very, very interesting. And obviously they're doing something right because they have over 60 million users, which is, again, pretty wild. So a lot that you can go here. They talk about their different roles. Right now I'm a pioneer, which again, if we look at that Motley Fool article, I'm like the first tier, right? So not a whole lot going on, but I do plan on building this up and seeing where it goes because I know that the price is down. I fully acknowledge that. I am buying and I'm going to obviously keep mining because it's always good to buy when things are oversold, right? This is bottom of the Bollinger Band. But if this does get a Binance listing, the price is going to rocket. And guys, stay till the end of the video. I promise we're getting there. We're going to talk about what my price predictions for this are. So we talked about the website, we talked about this potential Binance listing, right? And there was kind of some rumors or speculation going on that like Binance are getting some, 1-star reviews because a lot of people were, kind of protesting a lack of listing. Now, it's pretty rare that folks get Binance listings within that first week, right? But nonetheless, this is the big circulating part, right? Like lots and lots of talks of Binance. And honestly, if they did get put on, that'd be pretty bullish. I did want to talk about the tokenomics a little bit because I know we said 100 billion tokens. Right now, we're at 7.2. And people are going to keep mining Pi until it hits a max supply of 100 billion. So right now we're at 11 billion, right? The circulating supply is 7. So this would be 7.2% of the total supply, but it's technically way lower than that, right? It's actually like 60 or 70% because only 11 billion are circulating. So the interesting thing is 65% of the tokens, this goes to mining rewards, right? And this lockup period is for 3 years. We're going to talk about that in a second. They're putting 10% of the tokens aside, to support the community, to build dApps, things like that. That seems very reasonable. They're also putting 5% to liquidity. To me, this seems pretty small to only put 5% of the tokens in the LP. For some of you guys may know, I've been a developer on a couple projects now, and to only put 5% of the tokens into the LP seems a little small. Typically, projects that I've been involved in, we're putting anywhere from 25 to 30 or 40%. So it's fine. I mean, a lot of the tokens still need to be minted, so not a big concern. I did think the allocation to the core team seemed a little large. 20%, I get it. I'm sure there's a vesting schedule, so not overly concerned about this, but kind of sticker shock was 20% seemed a little high. Again, I'm not footing this project. I'm not footing my own bags because I do own some, but this is it's going to be interesting to see how this vesting schedule works. The good thing is, we talked about this 3-year vesting. The vesting period, it's a 3-year vesting period, right? So that means 80% of the total mined pie is going to be locked up for 3 years. And that is reassuring in a lot of ways because it says that this is a project that's here to stay, at least for a couple of years, which is actually really kind of impressive in a lot of ways, right? Because, you got all these new pump fund memes. They last for a week. So it kind of shows that a lot of ways they are thinking forward and they're future oriented. So one reason why I decided to pick up a small bag of pie is because Pi Day, it's happening in 5 days, right? Pi Day, March 14th, which is right 3.14. This happens in 5 days. So this could help build some hype and help build some narrative around Pi Network and the Pi token. Okay, guys, we're going to get into my price prediction in just a second. Down below is my BTCC link. You can get a 10% bonus on first-time deposits. You can also get an extra $10,055 for new-time users. Much lower trading fees, which is kind of like underrated. I actually think this lower trading fees is probably the belle of the ball here. The 10% bonus is actually pretty big. No KYC, no VPN. They are a partner of the channel. They've been around for over 13 years. Link down below if you want to use them. Also, link down below. And the first pinned comment is my Discord. This is a totally free Discord. We are not charging anything. I have nothing to sell you. Absolutely nothing to sell you. Link is going to be down below. Check it out. Okay, last thing. This is me, InvestWithDoc.com. If you want to email me, investwithdoc@gmail.com. Okay, let's get into my price prediction. This is why you guys are all here. So we're going to zoom in a little bit here so you guys can get all this. What's my bear price prediction for Pi? Well, we're kind of looking at price. There's been a lot of Pi price movement. I think my bear price is like $1.40, which is pretty similar to where we're at right now, $1.38. This would be, if things just fell through, if there was some type of like negligence, there were some big team sells, I would say, okay, it would probably stay at $1.40. I actually don't think that's going to happen though. I think my base case for Pi Network is $3. Now, why do I say that's my base case? And this, full disclosure, this might be a pretty conservative base case, but I did want to be a little conservative just because it's a newer project. But the reason that this is my base is this is where it hit a couple days ago, right? I really do think that this is going to hit above $3. The reason that I say that is because if it hit $3, it would only have a market cap of 21 billion. Yes, that might seem high, but in crypto, especially when we have these blow off tops, these evaluations get stupid, right? And it really is the projects that have these big blow off tops and who gain huge market caps, they're projects who have a ton of engagement, right? And the Pi Network has just that. Again, they have over 4 million followers and over 60 million engaged pioneers, right? That's this role number one. Obviously, there's contributors, ambassadors, people who are running nodes. So that's my base case. Realistically, and maybe I should call this like a realistic bull price, I do think, like, I would not be surprised if we hit a $10 Pi. Okay, $10 Pi, that's roughly a 7x from here. And the reason that I say that puts us at a $70 billion Pi, okay, for the market cap. Guys, Polkadot, you know that I reference this project a lot. Polkadot hit a $55 billion evaluation last cycle, and that's when the total market cap for crypto was lower than it is now, right? I think more money is going to come into the space, which is inevitably going to boost up a lot of these projects. Now, what I will say, for Pi Network to hit a $10 price target, Bitcoin would need to get back above, the $120, $130 range. We'd need Bitcoin dominance to fall. And right, I fully acknowledge right now Bitcoin's down, but what I will say is this is the time to buy projects when they're down. If you were in my Discord, which again, free Discord, link down below, you would have known that I was selling into stables all of last week. I really did avoid this crash the past few weeks because I knew something was up. So I sold into stables. I'm going to be deploying my stables into projects that have conviction and have hype around them. Pi Network is one of them. Okay, guys, I want to know. Let me know down in the comments. Is $10, is that doable? Or is that really low? Is that really high? I read all the comments. I genuinely want to know what you guys think. Also, if you got any value out of this, hit the like button, consider subscribing, comment down below what price you think Pi Network's going to hit, and turn on notifications so that YouTube sends you more Pi Network content and crypto content. Also, guys, the more you engage with this video, the more YouTube throws it out in the algorithm, more people will learn about the Pi Network. Okay, guys, I really appreciate the support. Let me know down below, and I will see you guys on my next video.